Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Florian.
And hello, can you hear me well? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello, and welcome to the Echoes of Africanism. My name is Florian Mshanga from Tanzania. I'll be today with you discussing about the role of African youth in shaping African democracy. And today, we have our guests here who are well known for their activism in their own countries, especially on leadership and the democratic movement in the respective society and countries. One guest is Omar Mbu from Gambia, and Omar Mbu is a young man from Gambia. He has been engaging in various democratic movements and initiatives in his own country, playing a role as a founder of Gambia
Please continue.
Okay. Mr. Omari has been so much active on democratic movement initiative in his own countries, and also being advocates, especially on leadership matters in your countries, are playing a role as a founder of Gambia democratic movement in Gambia Democratic Advocacy Foundation in Gambia. And also we have Meshak here. Mr. Meshak is from Kenya. He is also a YALF ambassador from Kenya. And Meshak has been also being activated, participated into various issues concerned about leadership issue in East Africa. So guys, welcome welcome in our podcast. And meanwhile, I think you will take a pleasure to introduce so much well, because I cannot touch all of your experience and expertise. So welcome. So we start from Mr. Omar. Can you introduce yourself to the audience, sir?
Yeah, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Omar Mbu. I'm from the Gambia. I'm the founder of JAILA. JAILA means Gambia Youth Activist Advocacy. I'm the national coordinator for the African Youth Leadership Hub Gambia chapter. Okay, I'm an activist. I'm also I do advocacy on good governance and democracy here in the Gambia. So I also, do mentor concerning about good governance. Good governance. I'm also a Pan-African, who believe, in Africanism. Okay, so yeah. So I've been, doing 9 years activities here in Gambia concerning about, democracy, justice, yeah. So that's who I am. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omar. Thank you for your initiative and your passion about African leadership matters. And welcome, I want to take this chance also to welcome Mr. Meshak from Kenya. Mr. Meshak, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Ndugu Florian from Tanzania, and my brother Omar Mbu from Gambia. I'm Meshak Ngangi, a young African, a communications practitioner, a public relations officer. I'm an ambassador of YAF, the Young African Leaders Forum, and I'm a very strong personal branding individual who believes that Africa needs to be branded Africa, not an Africa that we don't recognize. I'm also by the virtue of the appointment through the YAF, the Secretary General of YAF, and I am a youth leadership coach, a co-founder of Mwanarika Mteule. We call it the Chosen Youth here in Kenya. We operate within the county of Machakos. Kenya is divided into 47 counties. So I come from one of the 47, which is Machakos, and we are extending the operations of that youth organization to reach even the level of the national level. So I believe that if Africa has to move, then we youth are the machines. We are the engine that will move our continent to the next level. So thank you so much. It's much pleasure to be part of this day's podcast when we are looking at our power as youth in shaping the democracy of our continent. Thank you, Florian.
Thank you, Meshach. I found all of you, you just speaking about the next generation of Africa, the Africa we want. So, and they all have been integrated into YALF's vision. So welcome so much. And today I hope we are going to have a strong discussion concerning about that on our podcast. And by starting, what is democracy? If I ask you, Meshach, what is democracy?
Yeah. Okay. Can I go ahead? Or
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Like for simple, yeah, democracy. It's a system whereby people or citizens they have their right, to express their freedom of speech and also to express our will, as well. Democracy is a way of expressing one will, and also and once also right. So we all know that without democracy, okay, we cannot take accountability, with our government, with our leader as well.
Thank you, Mr. Omar.
Yeah,
We have seen, or we have went through a number of literature review concerned about the youth involvement into democratic movement in Africa. And we see that the trend, it is not much good because some youth are not much participated into democratic movements in Africa. What do you think are the challenges?
Okay, yeah, there is a lot of challenges. Like when you come to democracy, even currently here, in my country, okay, during the past region, Jambe, there was no democracy here. Okay, so people right, being violated. There was no freedom of speech. You know, um, being also an activist, okay, as is like some kind of scary. So once you are here for the people, you are here for the concerning about their right, expressing their freedom of movement, and other stuff. So, but concerning about the new government, we have currently here Borough, you know, but he also advocates for democracy, but still now there is no democratic system, okay, in time of where he's ruling. Even even currently we are having some kind of issue here in our country because recently I myself I was the one with some of my activist boys here, so we organized a peaceful act- activist whereby we can go outside, okay, to express ourselves because currently we are having shortages concerning about the field because currently, our people from the provinces, they've been suffering, so trying to get out to the capital because currently, we don't have ferry service. Our ferry service, the ferry we have here is being damaged. Okay, so currently, our people from provinces, like going to school, like coming to school in the capital, they feel like they, difficulty, to break out to the capital, whereby, they took boat. Okay. And also, we also have last week, there is a ladies, who was trying to give birth, and unfortunately, she make it because, she died, concerning about, the ferry issue. There's no ferry, so there's a boat. So, before getting boat, and, coming to the capital was a problem. So, like for us, what we do, okay, like as far as our new government, he's promoting democracy. Okay, like what we us, we organized a 1 day, protest whereby, we ask permit, from the authorities, and they deny the permit. And also, we feel like, this is our right. Okay, because he's also, campaigning for democracy. So, like, where is the democratic system? Seem like, there is no democracy. Okay, so I think, like, being an African, being an Pan-African, okay, we need leaders, who can promote a good democracy system, whereby all citizens, he or she, can express, his or her willing in terms of freedom, in terms of free movement, in time of also, access to information, that is also very important. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. When I get back to Mr. Meshach, can I hear from you? What are the challenges which are causing young people to engage into democratic movement in Africa? What are them, sir, specifically?
Is it me, Florian?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so
Specific
much.
challenges.
I could hardly hear you clearly that you mentioned me, but I've heard about
Okay.
the examples of the grassroots movements that are championing for African democracy. I want to say that this forum is a great one because, for one, we must look at the Senegal's Yen Mare movement that has led to a revolution whereby Africa is given or democracy. We are looking at a democracy that has been truncated by the traditional leaders, civic leaders. But as well, if these people want to they want to violate the fundamental human rights, then that's when we have to talk about these very movements, including the other, which is Balin Citoyen of Burkina Faso and Filimbi in DRC, our neighbors to the East Africa. So we see these movements are youth-led, and these movements are working towards restoring the thwarted democracy. That people want to cut us from the real democracy and institutionalize justice, make it an instrument of their own stay in power. This is the power vested in us. And now, as African youths, statistics don't lie, and research supports that currently we are at 60% of Africa's population is under 25 years of age. And by 2030, the World Bank foresees that over 51% of world's population will be youths. Now, given that, we have great responsibility. We have a role to play, commanding 42% of world's youth as at 2030, which is about really 6 years to go. We have work. And as YAF, I can say we are one of the organizations that is leading from the front. And as a lion in the pack, we must roar and make sure that the African voice is heard and African youths take charge, and we transition between the traditional way of these people trying to hijack democracy, because we are not short of democracy hijackers. They are there, and we must recognize we must recognize our place and play the role to the latter. And in the spirit of democracy, Africa must arise. Thank you so much. I have noted two movements, that is the Yanamare and Baleine Citoyen of Burkina Faso plus Filimbi of DRC. Those are very key examples of that. And out of such movements, we've seen a lot of changes in the way that people view democracy, and as well as I don't support totally that military coups are the best, because Senegal is one led by our friend. I mean, Guinea is Burkina Faso and Mali are led by colonels, and plus Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Therefore, it's these are youth, because Traore is 35 years and a youth is up to 35 years, and he saw that democracy was being truncated. We cut it from the mainstream democracy, the tenets that all the democracy together. And this youth is a voice. We saw the other day the Senegalese elected a youth president for 4 years of age. So let's reclaim our space.
Thank you so much, Mesha. Thank you. So I noticed that most of the challenges facing young people to engage in the democratic movement in Africa is more much institutional challenges. So what about the challenges concerning youth themselves? Are they motivated enough to participate into a democratic movement in Africa? Mr. Omar, we have been talking about institution problem, institution challenges. Now we have to speak ourselves about young people. Are we really, really passionate changing the narratives? Is there any problem among us young people?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of challenges, when you come to young people, okay, having been given the opportunity, like what my brother mentioned. Like I think concerning about the situation in Senegal, okay, that one every country should learn about it. Because what I'm saying now, Africa, we should grow. Africa, should lead by a young people. Okay, Africa, should wake up, because we have all the resources that we can do it by ourselves as well. So concerning about the challenges that many youths are facing is like given the opportunity, okay, like for them to express themselves, like in platform, because here, like for example, my country, because when you talk with the youth about the system, like they feel like they've been left behind. Okay, so there is there is lot of opportunity being denied by them, and also there is no opportunity whereby they can showcase like themselves, okay, for them to express who they are, and also like for them also to be also participated in like in the system we call, because here what we have mostly if you see our parties our parties the parties that we have here, most of them is led by old people. So we don't see any youth that is involved into the political system here in my country. So I think access to information, okay, that one also like can be challenged concerning about the issue. And like the other thing also will go also like the youth also they are not motivated enough, okay, like when you come to the participating in time of election, because we also I also learned here during our past election, okay, according to the data from our IEC, okay, mentioned that because concerning about the data we have here, 60% of the people are young one, in Gambia, they are youth. So concerning about the election outcome, okay, we have 2% of youth, that's been registered and also been voted with our upcoming president election. So I think that one also, will tell you that okay, the youth here in Gambia, okay, they are not well, motivated, okay, for them to be coming like participating in the election system. So I think as an African, as a Pan African, so it is our right that we raise awareness, okay, concerning about those issues, whereby we can have a young one, okay, yeah, who can participate, and come to be a good leader as well. So I think like what Senegal did recently, because for us, we are neighbor with Senegal. So what Senegal did also, that one also, Gambia have learned a lot from it, because currently we are seeing since the election finished, we also seeing like young Gambians as well. They're also trying to do what Senegal did as well. Okay, they are trying to raise awareness, about the issue, whereby the youths can participate, okay, in saving the future of the Gambia, even not the Gambia, and even the Africa, because currently what we see in Senegal election, okay, so whole of Africa, have learned, like what they have done, and we seen like Jamai. Jamai also, he's a young one, he's a young one, young Pan African who believe in the like the system change. So I think that one also, is a good thing. Okay, and the third one also, we also have like culture norm, because here in my country, so majority of the people are Mandinkas. Okay, so concerning about the data we have here, so the Mandinkas, okay, our current opposition party, that's is very strong here. Or so majority of them, they are Mandinkas. Okay, so like most of the other tribe, they feel like the Mandinka people, okay, they are the one who have the power, okay, to overthrow the our current government. But I think that one also deal with our mindset, and also our togetherness, as a Pan African. Okay, so that's what I want to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, Meshach and Omar, for highlighting youth-led grassroots movement, how they have influenced the African democracies. Thank you so much. Now let's see about tangible examples of youth-led initiatives that have been done in your respective countries and have been bringing changes in governance or policy making in your countries or in Africa-wise.
Okay. Yeah, like for us,
Just an
the jailer.
example, yeah, of youth-led
Yeah, like
initiatives.
for us, the jailer, the jailer. That's where I'm the founder. For us, like what we do, or we raise our awareness, about our local people who they don't know about, what is democracy, what is good governance. So we reach out to them, we create capacity building, whereby we can have communication direct with the local people. We advocate for them, about what is their right, okay, and like it is their right, for them to vote. It is their right also, like for them, to participate, okay, in in terms of good governance. And also, we also have like Amnesty International came. That also where I, I am also a member. That one also, we also do like Caraval tour, in the in in our community. We target different community here, but mostly, we target influential people, those who we know that they are very influential. So once we reach out to them, okay, they can able to showcase, or take our agenda where to their local people, because those people they are very influenced when you come to leadership. And also we also do like we also connect we also do like, we also connect with the government direct. So we tell them that, okay, so this is who we are, and this, this is what we are. So we also try to make them, accountable, whereby, we press them. Okay. So we press them. So if I say that, like, we press them, like, we don't give them chance. So we always, advocate, and raise awareness, okay, whereby, they can be take accountability, accountability, so that, our people right, can be also, protected as well. Because currently, we also have an issue that is going on with the FGM, okay, the female mutilation, whereby, because that issue is currently, some kind of, dividing our country, because, we have different culture, Jola, Wolof, Sale, so like, there is some culture who believe that, that is their right, and also, that is their traditional, for them to do it. So the other culture also, say that, those people, they should not do it. But as far as, we are saying democracy system, so each individual, he or she, have the right, okay, to, okay, to promote, and support he or her culture. So currently, we are working with the government, and the imam, okay, and the stakeholders, whereby, we can come together, and sit on the table, and we see how best, we can vanish those issues, to make a very solution, whereby each of us here in the country, our right, and our culture as well, should be also protected as well.
Thank you so much, my brother Omar. And this question is a pertinent one. As far as the African concern for youth participation is taken into consideration. And one thing, as I answer this question, Florian, about our participation as African youths, whether it's enough or not, I must say that there is much that has to be done, that needs to go into place, that we youths must take charge, must be the ambassadors for participating in democratic processes. When we look at Afrobarometer report of 2021, we realize that the African youths below 35 years of age are very are less likely to participate in democratic processes like elections and the likes, even at the grassroots. And that's where we find rain beating us as young people, because we really are against the fact that the traditional, the conventional old leaders are in charge. But what are we doing to take that charge? Are we the people who form this 57% of youths who believe in democracy, but we don't participate? Because believing, participating, and taking your position as youth, those are three very intertwined aspects and elements that must inform our decision or our discussion on our youth participation. We as African youths, I in Kenya, my brother Omar in Gambia, the likes of our ambassadors Florian in Tanzania, Munene here in Kenya, and others, including Pauline Makumi, who is present within this discussion. In this 39 country research that Afrobarometer did research, it is an indicator that we as youths are lagging behind in action, but we are very, very, very strong, very vocal, very outspoken about condemning the badness that the old politicians are having about our Africa. But are we really taking charge? This is a noble call for each one of us. And that's why we as a forum, Young African Leaders Forum, are here for that. Our podcast, we must take charge, but we have also to be very careful about the youth lash, because many of us are like we don't agree to whatever democracy African leaders in power have customer made democracy to fit their situation as politicians. But we must make sure that democracy is upheld with utmost sobriety. And that's why you see issues about power struggles in Africa happening. That's why you see generals and colonels and captains in the army taking charge, young people seeing things in their own country that they are not going as per the original script of democracy. we must talk about these things and on the challenges that we face as youths in these democratic processes and movements. We have 16 million young people in Africa who are not employed. And you tell me an hungry African, the only thing that they can drive them to participate in a democratic process is one, being shown how to believe in democracy. First, accepting that democracy works. Again, we have to be the very, very, very creative people in the innovative sphere as youths, because if we say that the government will create jobs for us, then that will not be enough. I think, Florian, these youth-led movements, here in Kenya, we have a Kenya Youth Federation, KYF, that organizes events or youth programs from the grassroots up to the national scale, and our very own organizations in our countries. Then we need to have a consortium of these organizations, of which YAF is our big umbrella as ambassadors. And in our particular countries, we must be willing to onboard our youth organizations in Tanzania, in Gambia, everywhere in Africa, even here in Kenya. So I believe with those initiatives that we have initiated already, we must be willing to channel them to a common focal point where Africanism, where democracy and youth are the topics of discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meshach. Thanks for highlighting that. So what do you think are the strategies that can be used to improve effective participation of young people in the political activities and decision-making processes? What do you think are strategies?
Yes, Florian. Yes.
Now we just
thank you.
shifted from democracy to political issue. Yes.
Yes, strategies. One strategy that could be used is youth mobilization. We need to come into a consensus that youth need to be sensitized. They need to be mobilized. They need people they can trust in. So the strategy of sensitization and mobilization of African youth must start with creating trust in them. Another thing we can do about this issue of youth participation is working towards a collaboration between governments and youth movements that can see us establishing policies which are youth friendly, policies that can inform that we as youths have a share, have a seat at the table, whereby the policies we make or the policies that are made at any given level, whether it is the devolved government or the national government, we have a say in that. Then we will see youths arising. We will see youths taking charge. We will see youths coming up to do voting, to electing leaders that they believe in because they are the people who brought changes to such issues. So I believe those are two of the strategies that I would advise that we target as well. This African wide organization of youth, we must be willing to strengthen it by bringing masses towards the support of such organization, including YAF, which is our mother organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meshach. Mr. Omar, can you hear from yourself?
Yeah, of course, I'm hearing it.
Yeah. Can you tell us, can you tell us maybe strategy that can be used to attract more young people to participate in the political movements in Africa or political movement processes in their own countries? What strategies exactly? Going back to the strategies.
Yeah, like for example, for us, we have a Gambia movement Congress. Okay, Gambia movement Congress, like like what they normally do. Okay, they used to advocate about the like system change. Mostly, that's what they are doing. Okay, like it's a group of young people, okay, who are passionate about advocacy for social campaign. Okay, they also do like public, protests. Like currently, what we did last week. Like currently, what we did last week. So we invite different organization, and okay, we tell them that. So now we want our voice to be heard. We want our people, okay, to be also represent those whose voice cannot be heard, because being an activist, it is also our right to be there, like for our people. So currently, we are campaigning with that. Even maybe Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to be invited by one of our media houses here concerning about the ferry issue, because currently we have a problem that is going on concerning about our ferry issue. So like we feel like people have been quiet, so there is no one there is no one who can be there for the people. So being an activist here, so we try to mobilize different youth organization whereby we can come on board. And now we say that so we are going to do campaign, okay, concerning about the ferry issue. I think that one also is a good thing. And also we also have the Gambia Young Families Alliance. Okay, them also like them also like they also like normally what they do, they also make a policies whereby they can talk direct with the government. Okay, and now say that, okay, like for example, we call the minister of justice or the minister of information, or because currently we are also working with the ferry service. Okay, the ferry service, that one, they're the one dealing with our ferry system, together, with our transport minister. Okay, so we tell them that now, because because currently, we have people from the provinces. Okay, they are right currently, they are facing difficulties to come to the capital. Okay, like going to school. So now we tell them that, please. So how can, okay, you guys do, okay, at least those who are going to school, they can be also get access, to have a simple crossing point whereby they can go to school. Like for them, what they told us, they said that they can also talk with our navies. For those who are only going to school, okay, they will give them the access whereby once you come to the terminal, okay, they will link you with the National Navy. The Navy, they are the one who is going to take the student and cross them to the river for them to get access, where they are going to school. Okay, and number three also, like we also provided education awareness, because most of people here, they are not well educated, because we have people also from the provinces. Okay, maybe some people they are not aware. They are they are not well educated. So we also make sure that we raise awareness, okay, and we educate them as well. What is democracy, and also what is their right, and what is also not their right as well. Okay, and like
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you,
okay,
sir. Thank you, Mr. Omar. Thank you.
yeah, welcome.
So one thing I have noticed that one of the strategies is at least to to integrate young people into democratic movement, to
Yeah, yeah,
mobilize them,
yeah.
and giving them a chance on the table when it comes to make for decision making.
Thank you
But
very much.
I have one doubt
Okay.
from young people. From my own experience, when I look African politics generally, I found that every government is trying to empower young people into politics somehow, not much, but somehow. But the issue comes when young people they're given chance to be a leader. Most of them they lose that trust they have given to the citizen. And there is a good examples across Africa where young people is given, even a high senior offices like ministerial positions, still they do nothing. District commissioners, they're just starting to spread hate. I think for us, that's my comment on that. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
we
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
be integrated. We need to be integrated into that, into political movement.
Definitely,
But we
definitely.
have to, if you have been given a trust, we have given a trust, we must be able to showcase that trust to the people we are ruling. Otherwise, we will continue raising our voice. We are not given a chance on the table because of that issue. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. That's was
Yeah,
something like it to highlight from our young people, as a young people force.
yeah, yeah,
Let me go.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, definitely. Like, wait, let me
I
come
don't know,
about
this must be
concerning.
a bitter thing to swallow, but that's the reality.
Yeah, no, no. To be honest, I just agree with you. Even currently, one of my best friend, we've been me and him, we've been also been doing advocacy almost 9 years, but currently he's working under our national youth council, yeah, currently
Mm.
he's under our national youth council. So the time he was not given the opportunity, he was also doing protest campaigning, for good governance, system change. But currently, he's in the system. Oh, he's like, so still now, there's no changes, So yeah, definitely, I just agree, like, like what you are saying. So I think that one also, go with our honesty, and also, and like, who we are. If people give you a chance and elect you, you should also remember, you are here for the people, for those, who are poor, and also for those who, their voices, are not heard. So you should be there for the people, not, for yourself. So thank for that, try to give Wi-Fi. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Uh, Brothers, I really love the conversation about how we as youths, when we are given an opportunity to showcase what we can do in that leadership sphere, what we can do. But I would love us to have a discussion, like have a look at it in this point, that being a leader doesn't instill qualities in you, doesn't instill character in you. But what being a leader is being given a platform to showcase everything that you stand for. As for us as young Africans, we must advocate for people with character, people of integrity, people who can walk the path of justice, who can walk the path of democracy, people who are not corrupted by what we call politics, but people who stand by the value and virtues of good leadership. Because if today I'm elected a leader, that's an opportunity to serve, not an opportunity to become a boss. So that's an understanding that most of us youth don't take for granted, and don't understand that I'm elected to serve the electorate. I'm elected to serve the people, and I'm not elected to become a boss and move in big fuel gas with the government officials. Thank you.
Thank you, Meshach. Thank you for highlighting that. So, guys, so guys, do you think let me put it clear. We have seen intergenerational dialogue being so much a tool for transformation in any leadership issues across the world. So when young people they sit together with elder people, at least they share some experiences about leadership, about anything concerning about their social, political, economic life. So when it comes to this, do you think how intergenerational? How do you think intergenerational dialogue between young people and the elder people can foster and ensure sustainable and inclusive democratic development in Africa? How that can be fostered?
Thank you. I think this time I would love to go first to answer that question, Florian. And intergenerational conversations or dialogues along the lines of leadership, this is an aspect that we need to factor in if we want to have a transition of good leadership. And there must be a very definite line between the young leaders and the older guys who have been dancing with the politics and with the political landscapes in Africa. And if we young people take charge, take that position to sit and resonate with let's say call them with the leaders with of the old or conventional times of leadership, who like they don't really understand the current situation of African youth, who have no perspective of the 21st century African youth, then we should be that light, because some of them think they are doing the right thing, but we see it as the wrong thing. Then in such a scenario, youth lash. We fight everything about democracy. We think these people are doing these things because they think it's the right thing. It's because they don't know. Then we have a space to feel as young people.
So, Mr. Meshach, how this can be fostered?
This one can be fostered through encouraging open dialogues, having open door policies between governments and the youth movements. If YAF, for example, representing YAF today, I can go to the office of the National Assembly Speaker in Kenya and talk to him about the issues of African youth. Then I would see that this is an avenue for us making these people understand our stand as youths. If today I can honestly, on a very fair platform, be able to meet the president of Kenya or the president of Tanzania discussing the issues touching on youth, if I can access a platform, or we have an equal chance of giving our voices, not just talking by the peripheries and thinking that we are making waves, then we must tackle the bull by the horns. The rubber must meet the road. And that's when our African issues will be very articulated in the most effective way. Thank you.
Thank you, Meshach. Thanks for highlighting that. Mr. Omari. Okay. Thank you, Meshach. Thank you, Meshach. We can proceed now. I see Mr. Omari is having some technical problem. So we can proceed.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you,
yeah,
Omar. Thank you, Omar.
okay,
Can
okay,
you, yes, can you go on, sir, concerning the issue we are discussing now about intergenerational dialogue? How can it be fostered?
okay. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, so currently, I'm just traveling, I'm currently, I'm currently in Senegal. I just, get some invitation, in one organization, they have program.
Okay, sir.
So
It's okay.
that's why, I'm also facing like some kind of, kind of some problem. But I'm sorry, for cutting down, and coming.
Thank you, sir. Go on, sir.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I think like, for yeah, for me, I think also, we have to check on our rules, our rules of law. Okay, I think, the way we make our laws, is also like very important. Okay, because like, for example, like, like,
Hello, Mr. Meshach.
I can perfectly hear you, Florian.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We can
Yeah.
proceed while we waiting Mr. Omar to get back on to discuss on that issue. So let's discuss something about protest participation in Africa. This is a critical thing to discuss today because when young people are not given a chance on the table, sometimes they can choose democratic movements or to participate in the protest so that to push their agenda to achieve their stars, especially on leadership issues and democracy. And it's because it's their democratic rights to do that. And we have seen protest participation tend to occur when people want policymakers to addressing pressing social, economic, and political concern in more timely fashion than any other form of participation might allow. And this is we have seen in this in Africa. We have seen this globally. Sometimes you can push for an agenda to the senior, then it is being ignored. So one thing to choose it like okay, we have to choose our democratic to choose our protest participation. So as African countries gives a favorable condition for such democratic rights. Speaking on your own experience, looking on your own country, can you share the experience?
Yeah. Here in Kenya, protests in the recent past have been an order of the day, especially when we had the economic crisis with skyrocketing prices and economic conditions, and fuel was going to be overborne, and people were feeling that this government is killing us. And right now, as we speak, the government's way of approaching the picketing, or which in the constitutional democracy, peaceful demonstrations are a provision of the constitution. But when we are talking about the instrumentalization, justice is made an instrument for governments. Then they decide on what is right for the citizens. They see the reaction from the government side as a right to them. But the picketing, the demonstrations by the peaceful citizens of that country. For instance, in Kenya, we've seen journalists who have been injured in the demonstrations covering such events. We've seen tear gas canisters that have been lobbying those canisters on peaceful demonstrators. We've seen even the other day in Kenya, we are even currently the discussions to end the nurses and doctors strikes is ongoing, and the nurses over the last let's say 3 weeks, they have been on the streets of Nairobi, on the streets of our major towns and cities in Kenya. Now, tell me, demonstrators are not given their chance to give their voice. Not at all times that we have demonstrators given the opportunity to air their voices. But demonstration happens mostly when people feel that we need a radical move. Even here in Kenya, we need a radical way to make the government listen. Therefore, supporting the point that democracy, the political system, or the constitution of our countries have provisions for peaceful demonstrations, you find that the leaders are not willing to listen to people making noises in the streets. But now that is when they start using the government's resources and mercenaries to silence. We saw that the Secretary General for the Kenya Medical Union, those who work in the health sector, was injured in demonstrations. That is to speak about how democratic is our Africa. So I think we have I want to call it, we have a democracy that is customer made to meet the requirements of the political elite, not a democracy that meets the needs of Africans, not the democracy that meets the needs of Kenyans. We are seeing, out of poor management of democratic processes and having poor institutions of governance, we see wars across Africa. We see civil wars. We see a lot of things going on. And that's when we need to step in and talk to the reality about everything that is happening. Thank you so much, Florian.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meshach, for highlighting that. It's a critical thing. For that experience you shared is a critical thing as an African continent, as an African. So we need at least to change the narratives. And it's not only in Kenya. Almost in every part of the Africa, I see there is some problem when it comes to to protect democratic citizen democratic rights. Mr. Omar, can you share with us about that? Hello, Mr. Meshach. Hello, sir. I think he was having something also to continue telling us, and we are giving a chance to Mr. Omar to proceed. So you can proceed.
About the same issue to do with
Yes.
the protests and the likes.
Yes, across Africa, yes.
Across Africa.
Yeah.
If we are so keen in Burkina Faso, the young people, even in the military, saw that this trend of the 86 years old leader who has been in the politics for ages is not working for them. they saw that the democracy that Africa needs is not made to suit their concerns, but they need something that they can trust in, a system. And now it is our call. When democracy fails, we need to arise as youths to speak the truth. You know, sometimes people in leadership assume that we are okay because we are silent. Articulating our issues, our grievances, our very, very, very challenges that make us wake every morning looking forward to how we can devise means and ways to solve the challenges that we are facing. Look at Africa. Right now, as a continent, people should start discussing on a very serious note, and even to an extent, if it calls for, go out there and speak up in a loud voice about the new partition of Africa, in the concern of carbon credits. Countries are coming to Africa to buy carbon credit, a new partition that we see. Then we'll see a menace, climate change.
For African resources.
Yeah. Now the resource is carbon credits, that countries that are industrial powers are coming to Africa every day, negotiating deals to cut deals with the governments about now giving the emissions to the African space. Tell us, let's resonate together. Climate activism must be part of youth activism, must be part of leadership activism that we must advocate for. And again, our political sphere is opaque. There is a lot of lack of transparency and accountability. The resources of governments, which we call them the public resources, are always at threat of an hungry and scrupulous, a person who is ready to devour everything that the citizen gives us in terms of taxes. And in Kenya, taxation is becoming too much, because if you see my pay slip, for example, you'll start wondering.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Ambassador Meshaki. Thank you for your time.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much for your highlights and for your insight you have shared with us today. And I want to take this chance to thank every one of us who have been participating into our today's podcast. You really shared something which is more crucial concerning about African development, and especially for young people to participate into democratic processes in Africa. I have seen young people are influencing political processes in Africa, how youth-led initiatives like Gaila and Alpha are doing it to ensure that young people are being involved into democratic on decision-making bodies. Guys, thank you so much. And remember, we will have our podcast on last Saturday of next month. And you can also find us on our YouTube channel, www.yao/Echoes of Africanism. And you can find also on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and LinkedIn, using a Young African Leaders Forum. Otherwise, thank you so much for all of participants, Mr. Omar, Meshach, and the entire guest today.
I'm really
so
sorry.
Thanks so much for your time. Thank you very much. Now we have come to our end of our show. Let's go on next meeting on podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I could join you till the end, but currently I'm in Senegal. I'm in Senegal, and is very hot and heat